Hey, it's Adrian with Ocean Independence, and we're back with another yacht video. Today we're anchored just off the coast of Palma de Mallorca, and we're on a 45-meter Sanlorenzo launched in the year 2021. Pandion Pearl embodies everything that makes Sanlorenzo so popular, both among owners and charterers. Elegant lines, dynamic performance, and modern design features. Now, whenever we tour a yacht, we look for standout features that we can share with you guys, and I'm very pleased to say that there is one feature in particular that really stood out to us immediately, and that is the master cabin. Truly is a sight to behold. And with that, let's start our tour, and we'll be starting 3 levels below on the main deck aft. That's 2 levels below, I should say. Follow me. So we're going to start the tour here on the main deck aft, and you're immediately greeted by this vast seating area. The main deck aft is the perfect space to hang out if perhaps you have kids that are playing in the water, or maybe you've just spent the afternoon by the beach club in and out of the water, you're still wet, you want to dry off, you want to have a drink. Great spot to do it. There's really not much more to say here. You can have the music on or off, that is entirely up to you. But in this case, I think I'll let the pictures do the talking, enjoy the footage, and we'll be heading inside to show you the interiors. As far as interior goes, the main salon really sets the tone for the rest of the yacht. We've got a couple features here that repeat throughout the yacht, just in various different variations. So for one, we've got the use of marble. We've got this beautiful marble-clad countertop, and this one is a particularly nice shade of green and brownish, and you'll see all sorts of marble throughout. Now behind the bar countertop, we actually have another kind of marble. We have all sorts of different textures on the wall paneling, on the ceilings, and then of course the use of free-flowing curved spaces and design elements. And I'll point all of that out as we continue touring the space, but let's get down to the amenities of the main salon. So you walk right in here. Now imagine these doors are open, right? You have a beautiful connection with the outside. We have this fairly large bar right in the center that can serve guests both inside and outside. And then behind the bar, we have a vast selection of drinks. Pick your poison, I guess you could say, if you're into that. If not, I'm sure they will serve you a non-alcoholic beverage. Having said that, the main salon sets the tone in terms of design. Before making our way towards the center of the main salon, let me quickly mention that you have a door over here that leads down to the lower level to a huge beach club. So there's actually work that's ongoing, so we won't be showing you any live footage of the beach club, but we will do our best to blend in some images and cutaway footage. There's a bar down there. There's fold-out balconies, really maximizing the space that you have close to the water. You can spend your afternoons there, read a book, enjoy a drink, play with the water toys. A fantastic spot. Now, in the center of the main salon, we've got a nice little chill-out area, beautifully curved sofa. If you have kids, they can be sat here, watch some TV, massive TV over there. If you look out, you'll notice that you have these huge floor-to-ceiling windows. They can be fully opened, in fact, and if you open them to port and to starboard and keep the main salon door open as well, you get all that lovely sea breeze in here. Now, when the doors are closed, you still get those great views because glass panels have actually been built into the bulwarks, so you have almost unobstructed views. Quite an important design element, I find. Now, moving further forward, we got these marble tops. We've got beautifully crafted wave-like paneling here, which perfectly complements the views you get. And that's just about a wrap on the main salon. Before we leave it, another thing that caught my eye, we've got this light installation that more or less matches the shape of the coffee table in the center. Now, please follow me as we head into the main lobby. Moving forward from the main salon, we now find ourselves in the lobby, which connects all areas of this magnificent ship. Now, moving further forward, we'd head to the crown jewel of this boat, which is of course the master cabin, but I don't want to reveal too much at this point in time, so we'll focus on this area. I mean, look at the vistas that you get if you look through these beautiful floor-to-ceiling windows. We've seen the views of the Cathedral of Palma on the other side. Now, these views over here are just as beautiful. I mean, the open seas, yachts anchored out, just magnificent. Now I'd love to continue admiring the vistas all day, but of course we've got the rest of the ship to tour. So up this flight of steps is the upper deck salon, and we'll get to that in just a bit. But for now, please follow me and we'll head downstairs into the guest accommodation. From the main deck lobby, we find ourselves in another lobby of sorts, and this is what I call the lower deck lobby. We have all our guest accommodation down here, except for the master cabin, of course. And the one thing that struck me when I got here for the first time is how light and breezy this feels. On other yachts, you may be feeling slightly claustrophobic down here. Certainly not the case here. And I think that is, again, a testament to the incredible job that the designers have done. Just look at how the light emanates off of these steps and then reflects off of all these surfaces. We've got these reflective tiles, I guess you could call them, and then we've seen this throughout. We've seen this mirrored paneling, and God knows how they've achieved this effect, but it does look pretty cool. Now, in terms of the actual guest accommodation, we've got 4 cabins, and that's 2 VIPs and then 2 twins that have a Pullman berths, 1 Pullman berth each. So 10 people can sleep down here, 2 in each of the VIPs and then 3 in the twins. Now let's have a closer look at one of the VIPs, and just stepping in here, again, notice how many different materials they've used. Neatly placed besides the bed, we've got your iPads, so everything can be controlled in this room via iPad, be it climate control, be it the shades, or the entertainment system, which is hidden away behind another mirrored surface and out of sight. So very, very cool. Then we've got a small vanity here. Again, wonderful, wonderful choice of colors. I really love it. Great thought has gone into this, and it really does show. Another thing to point out is the sheer size of the ensuite in this cabin. I mean, if I spread my arms, look, I can't reach either side of the ensuite. We've got a shower with a rain head to one side and then the toilet to the other side. And we've got perfectly book-matched marble. And let me assure you, the marble feels just the way it should, ice cold. So that's it for the guest accommodation. But of course, that's not the only kind of accommodation we have on this level. Further forward on this deck, behind this beautifully designed panel, the crew quarters are thoughtfully designed to ensure the highest level of service. With accommodation for up to 9 crew members, including the captain, the spaces are both functional and comfortable. It really can't be understated how important a happy crew are, as it's really the crew who make the experience what it is. We spent a bit of time here with them today, and I can certainly see why PANDION PEARL has the success it does in the charter market. With this level covered, let's head back up and into the master cabin. So here we are back in the main deck lobby, and we're about to head into the space that all of you have been waiting for. I certainly have. It is, of course, the master's apartment. Now, but before we head there, there's something less spectacular I need to show you. Still very important. It's a storage space right over here. And then, of course, the day head. Now, the day head is incredible. Just an incredible amount of marble that's been used in here. And this particular shade of green is quite something. But now, no more talking. Without further ado, follow me in to the owner's apartment. Magnificent, huge, spectacular. No adjective can really do it justice. I don't know how Sanlorenzo fit this onto a 45 meter. I mean, let me just show you the proportions of this entry space. If I stand on my toes, stretch out my arm, I still can't touch the ceiling. That's incredible. Feels more like an 80 meter, 90 meter, unbelievable. In terms of the materials, again, look at the diversity. We've got this marble wall over here. You can sit down there, look out to sea, ponder, read a book, whatever it is you like doing. Then on the other side, again, look at the intricate design details. We've got this detail on the wall that almost mirrors the lines of the yacht. And look at the different textures. It's a shame you can't feel it, but the different textures are really quite incredible to touch. We've got some books over here. I don't know if Marilyn Monroe would have liked the boat. I think she would have, but I guess we'll never know. Now, heading further forward, we've got some great paneling over here. I mean, again, look at the details. Let the pictures do the talking. It's really quite spectacular. So heading down these 3 steps, we get into the lower portion of this 3-level apartment. It makes use of the full 9 meter beam of the boat. just a massive, massive space. Now, if you wake up, you feel perhaps more culturally minded, you can look out the port. In this case, you have views of the Palma Cathedral. If you're feeling more adventurous that day, perhaps you look out to starboard and you have a view of the open ocean. Just magnificent. We've got a designer sofa that matches the one that we've seen as we entered into the master's apartment. We've got the main bed, which is slightly off center. Now, of course, I'm not a designer, but I think what this achieves very nicely is that it creates a sense of space. By having this off center, this enormous space feels even more enormous. Looking at some of the other design elements, you'll see the use of mirrors again, the use of curves. Again, as you've seen in the guest cabins, we've got the entertainment equipment hidden behind this mirrored surface. We've got everything iPad controlled, and then you might have noticed we've got the speakers built into the ceiling. We've got a great surround sound system on here, perfect for parties, or if you enjoy music, just lying in here listening to music, maybe pondering, who knows. Now, moving even further forward, we get to the ensuite. The ensuite feels incredibly beamy, incredibly spacious. We've got beautiful marble again. I feel like they've used a different kind of marble in every single space of this yacht, so that again is a testament to the incredible design work that has gone into this yacht. Another feature that I haven't seen done on other yachts is the fact that we've got all your closet space in the ensuite. I believe this was done to free up some space in the master cabin, or rather in the bedroom area of the master cabin. Not that that was necessary, but this was really all about maximizing the living area. Now, to starboard, we have, again, great views out and your toilet, and then to port, we have a magnificent shower with a rain head, and while showering, you can admire the vistas if you want, or maybe you're too concentrated on showering. Either way, it's a great space. Wash basins, I don't know what material this is, but I love the colors and I love the curvature of this area over here. But even a space like this has received many, many hours of attention. And now let's head up to the third floor. Coming up to the top level of this 3-level master suite, we find ourselves in a gym area. Now, I should mention that Sanlorenzo, the 44 alloy, is actually built in a way as to allow an owner to configure this space any way he sees fit. This particular owner decided to make this a gym space. I think that's a great solution. If after a long night of partying, perhaps, you want to wake up, get a workout in, feel healthy again, great spot to do it. Or perhaps that's just the way you like to get up in the mornings. You like to get your exercise in. What would exercise be without a great view forward? In this case, we've got magnificent views of a sailboat passing, and a large portion of the bow area that you see is actually dedicated to guests' enjoyment rather than being simply a technical space as you might find on some other yachts. We've got a jacuzzi right in the center. An additional benefit of this is if you're in port, you want to spend some time in the jacuzzi, you're much more sheltered, you have much more privacy compared to a scenario where this would be on the aft deck, as it oftentimes is. So a great little space and a beautiful bow area. And with that, up into the wheelhouse. So here we are in the wheelhouse, and although not typically associated with chartering, it's an area that is vital for the operation of the yacht and hence for the enjoyment of the guests. Now, certainly there are guests that are more technically minded that will be interested in how this yacht actually works, and there's this nice little seating area over there where you can sit and observe the captain or the crew as they operate the boat. In terms of the technical performance of this boat, she'll do 16 knots flat out. If you bring her back a bit, she'll do a comfortable 12. And if you bring her back to her economical cruising speed, she'll do about 10 knots and get you very, very far. And by that I mean 2,000 nautical miles, which is certainly more than you will ever need in one particular charter. So the performance is definitely there. In terms of the bridge equipment, I mean, this is all state of the art. This is all up to modern standards, as it should be, and as we've come to expect of Sanlorenzo's recent builds. Just very briefly, we got our power management system here. This monitors all the electrical systems on the yacht. We got our radars pulled up, and I'm sure all of this can be toggled and displayed as per the captain's wishes or desires. And then we've got our chart plotters and of course CCTV cameras, which in this case are showing us what I believe is a picture of the engine room. I don't have my glasses, but from here it does look like the engine room. So before we finish up the bridge, I'd like to point out that it's been rather choppy today. However, I don't think you'll notice that in the video, and certainly having spent an entire day on board, I can assure you the boat is very, very stable. She sits quite well on the water, and this is in part thanks to the stabilizers that we've got on board. We've got Naiad fin stabilizers, and they will adjust their angle depending on how the boat tilts. So a vital system to have nowadays if you want to charter out successfully. In terms of engines, we have 2 MTU engines on here, and there is of course a full-time engineer, and although you probably won't be seeing much of him while chartering, rest assured he's down in the engine room making sure that the vessel continues functioning smoothly. And with that peace of mind, let's head back into the guest areas and back to where the enjoyment starts. Back in the guest area, we are on the uppermost interior level. This is what would usually be the Sky Lounge. In this particular case, they've actually moved up the formal dining area. They moved it up to the uppermost level. This gives you better views, bit more privacy. I actually quite like this solution. Haven't seen it done before, but why not? We have a similar looking outside. We see that we have the glass paneling in place of the bulwarks, giving you those great views that we've seen in the main salon as well. Now moving past these cupboards, in here we have our plates and our cutlery, and if we open up the central piece, we have a small little service area, again fully marble clad. That's quite a neat touch. Moving around the table to the other side, some more great views. I love the coral elements. Before you follow me, almost forgot, you want the best service up here. So here's access to the pantry, and then that's connected with a galley downstairs. So if you're having lunch or dinner up here, you'll get the very best service. And now follow me and we'll head outside onto the upper deck aft. Outside now, and perfectly complementing the indoor dining area, we have this al fresco area out here, so you can pick where you want to have your dinner, either inside, outside, or perhaps you want to combine both areas, open up the doors, and then you can host a massive dinner party for up to 22 guests. If you had smaller chairs, perhaps you could seat more people. There's certainly enough room at these large tables. After the table, we have a nice little sofa where you can have your digestif, relax, unwind after dinner, or better yet, you can take your drink, and with your drink in hand, you walk forward and you hop into the jacuzzi and you enjoy the sunset, or perhaps you just sit there and look at the stars. And if none of that is enough for you, and you're incredibly picky, or maybe you're looking for something else, well, there's always the sun deck, which is just another level up, so follow me. After what I hope you will find an enjoyable tour of the yacht, we've returned to the sun deck, and I think you'll see this is a real treat. Let me start off by highlighting how huge this space is. Simply massive. I genuinely think you could fit 50 people on here. I mean, think about it. Maybe you're in Monaco, you invited some friends. This is the perfect location for a party. Back here, we have massive sun lounges. I love the curvature. We have a wide array of pillows, various colors. Walking around here, I couldn't help but notice this tray with an octopus print on it. I don't know why, but it caught my eye. It's the details that really make this vessel what it is. Now, moving forward, we get to a bar, the likes of which I've never seen on a ship or otherwise. Perhaps I'm slightly exaggerating, but what I really want to stress, this bar is simply huge. And the amenities hidden behind this bar are what it takes to get the party started, but more importantly, to keep the party going. Now we have a teppanyaki grill here, we got our sink, we got the ice maker, we got fridges, really anything you need, you'll find it here. The hostess would be here to serve you, and you can be sat either at the bar, and you'll see we have seating for up to 8 people, so 8 people could be sat here having shots, ginger shots that is, don't get the wrong idea. Or you could be sat at the table, perhaps if you're having a more formal dinner, this is the perfect spot to do it. If you are less into partying, or perhaps, you know, party hasn't started yet and you want to tan, you can do so right here. We've got these 3 designer sun loungers. Maybe you've got your drink next to you. You just lie here sipping your drink. What a beautiful spot. Day like today would be perfect, I think. And that's a wrap for the sun deck and a wrap for today's tour. And if you've been itching to book your next dream vacation, now's the time to do so. Do send us an inquiry for Pandion Pearl. We are more than happy to cater to your needs. Thank you as always for watching, and stay tuned because there's many more great videos to follow over the course of the next couple months. Thank you.